This week on MotoMan, I meet the Koenig of the Porsche world. Life is a journey, but what happens when you want to increase the pace of that journey? Especially when you're a car guy. Translated, getting around a track faster. It would stand to reason that you would seek out an expert in the field. That learning happens at the ultimate car guy classroom, a racetrack. And who better to learn from than the most winning long-distance race car driver in the world? Welcome, Hurley Haywood.
MotoMan, it's a pleasure.
Thanks for having me here.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, that's a hell of a title you have. The most winning long-distance race car driver in the world. What does that mean?
Well, one of the things I'm most proud of is that all of those wins have been behind the wheel of a Porsche. And I have been really blessed with being able to run not only Porsches, but with very well-financed teams. I mean, you can have the greatest car, but if you don't have the team to back it up, you're not going to go anywhere. I've also been really lucky to have great co-drivers to drive with me. Of course, a long-distance race like the 24 Hours of Daytona requires multiple drivers, so if you don't have good drivers driving with you, you're not going to win. So all of those things kind of lined up, and I just was lucky to be able to be in a position to win some really big races. I started with Peter Gregg in 1969. He and I won the first 6 hours at Watkins Glen together. Then I went to Vietnam. I spent a year in Vietnam, came back, and started with Peter professionally racing in 71. I won back-to-back IMSA championships, and then in 73, Peter and I won Daytona and Sebring back-to-back. So that win kind of set my career. And then what's really cool is because of the long time frame that I've been with Porsche, over 40 years, I have been able to sort of see the evolution of Porsche, starting with just a slightly modified 911 and working its way all through the prototype. So it's really been a cool trip to be able to drive so many different variants of Porsches.
What kind of Porsches have you been driving?
Well, as I said, we started off in a 911. The 911 sort of turned into the 935s, which were really, really successful fast cars, highly modified 911s. Those cars turned into the 962s. The 962s had an era, like a 10-year run, where those cars won major races and were competitive. Then we went into different versions of the GT1 cars, and then those cars morphed into the Spider, the current Porsche Spider, and our Daytona prototype cars. So it's been really interesting to be able to drive all those different types of cars.
All right. And what are you still doing with the team now?
Well, at the 24 Hours of Daytona this year, I announced that was going to be my last pro race. And I pretty much stuck to that plan, except a couple weeks ago, Brumos made the announcement that we are getting out of DTP racing. We're going to go back into GT racing. And a 911 painted in that famous Brumos red, white, and blue just wouldn't look good or right without Haywood on the roof. So I'm going to come back and make a cameo appearance at the 24 Hours in 2011. But it's just one race, and then we'll have our normal drivers driving the rest of the time.
So, want to learn balance from you.
Well, I am going to try my best. I'm going to take all of that experience that I have gleaned over the last 40 years, 40 plus years, and we're going to take you and we're going to get you on this fantastic racetrack, and we're going to see what kind of trouble you can get into and what I'm going to have to deal with.
Okay. Well, let's go find a car.
All right, we'll do that.
So Hurley, we driving one of these?
Are you nuts? I got something really special for you.
Let's go check it out.
Okay, I've got something in here that I think you're really going to like. Hang on a second, I'll get it.
I'll hang out here. So when someone is thinking about car racing, or at least getting on track, how do you balance the concept of patience with getting around a track fast?
Patience part comes from years of experience. It starts with one, getting comfortable with the car, and two, the patience and the relaxing comes from experience. The more you do something, the more capable you're going to be at that
Confidence in yourself. Right. How do you build up that patience when you're on a racetrack? It seems counterintuitive. You want to go, 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 but you're like the zen of patience.
Patience and smoothness is the key to being fast. You get somebody that's too frantic, he's going to be fast for just a couple of laps, and then he's going to just wear everything down.
What is the relationship between the throttle and the steering wheel?
Well, think about it. When the steering is straight, you can have lots of throttle. When the steering is turned, you've got to have a like reaction to the throttle.
So like they're connected.
So they're connected. Now we're introducing the downshift, the blip. The others were done just with the downshift.
Okay.
Now we're introducing the blip. Brake, downshift, brake, downshift.
Nice.
We're going to go into the pits and we're going to change positions and we're going to let you try it. So now you kind of saw the process, listened to it, saw the outline of the track, and now we'll put you in the driver's seat and see how you can do.
Okay, I'm going to make it happen.
That's what I want to hear.
Might not be pretty at the start, but I'm going to make it happen.
Well, it can be mud at the beginning, but at the end it'll be clear as water. Okay, so I want you to go out on the track. I don't want you to go as fast as you can. I just want to see what I'm kind of dealing with and what talents you have and where we kind of need to do some work and just enjoy yourself, drive around, and then we'll sort of build up the speed as we go along.
Okay, so a moderate lap.
Steady. Now squeeze. Good. Your etiquette on the wheel is good. You want to treat that steering wheel really, really gently. Turn, slice into the corner, don't chop into the corner. Tickle the instruments with a feather, don't hit them with a hammer.
Unwind? Are you letting the wheel kind of go?
Remember, the unwinding comes in relationship to what you're doing with the throttle. So think of there's a string that's attached. So think as you're squeezing the throttle down, you're unwinding the steering. Accelerate. Go, 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 go. Hard, hard. Come on. Brake. Hard brake, downshift, quickly. All right. When the steering is straight, you can have all the throttle in the world. When the steering is turned, you've got to have a like reaction to the throttle. So time the throttle to what your steering angle is. Can you kind of visualize that?
I think I can.
Yeah. Okay. We've been driving around the racetrack for a couple laps. I've kind of watched what you're doing out there, and it's actually pretty good. You've got the basics down. Obviously,
really, you're not just being nice to me.
I'm a big critic.
Coming from Hurley.
You've driven a lot of cars in your life, but there's a couple things that we can work on. One of the things we worked on while we were driving was your hands on the steering wheel. The amount of effort and steering that you put in, that we got that under control, but the big thing that we need to really work on is getting the downshifting right, getting the sequence right. And everything is done in its own little time slot. And if you try to rush it or you don't get the timing right, you're going to upset the balance of the car. So rather than work on the racetrack with that, I think one of the things we should do is do it with the car static, just sitting here still. I'll get in, I'll start the engine, I'll kind of give you what it looks like and sounds like, then we'll switch positions, you get in, and we'll work on trying to get that sequence. It's like dancing, think of it as dancing sitting down.
Okay, so this is a bit of an interesting dance partner.
Yeah, and it won't actually slap you in the face, but it will slap you if you don't get it right, because balance is the whole key. It's fluid motion. You just don't want to upset that balance, and getting the downshifting is one of the places we can really work to make that a smooth transition. Okay, that foot box down there is your dance floor. And I'm going to give you the sequence with the engine not running and the car just standing here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go from the throttle to the brake, firmly on the ball of your foot. Then you're going to rotate.
Your ankle is off of the floor.
Yep, off of the floor. You're going to pick your heel up, rotate the ball of your foot, and come down and jab the throttle. Now remember that motion right there, the jab of the throttle, is done to the outstroke of the clutch. Now I'm going to start the car up and kind of show you what that sounds like. So now pretend you're screaming along at 8,000 RPM. You hit the brake hard, blip the throttle. That's all the blip you need right there.
That's it.
That's it.
It's like one fluid motion.
It's maybe 1,000 RPM increase. And that right there is sufficient enough to match the engine speed to the wheel speed so you don't chirp the rear wheels.
Okay. Clutch is all the way engaged. Knee is bent.
Yep, good. All right.
Got it.
Now go from the throttle to the brake. Now give me a blip. All right, now match that to the outstroke of the clutch.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All right, clutch was late there.
Sorry, I missed that one.
That's all right. Do it again. All right, match it to the clutch. There you go, good. Remember when we were on the racetrack, we talked about being consistent?
Yes.
I'm gonna reach down in my pocket and I'm gonna pull out this quarter.
Okay.
And when we're on the racetrack, if I laid a quarter down at the apex point of the corner, I would hit that corner every single lap on every single corner. So we're gonna put this quarter right down here and we're gonna see how close you can come to that quarter.
You like challenges, don't you?
I like challenges.
Okay, let's give it a whirl.
Okay.
Another one's up.
Okay, the thing that you gotta do is be consistent. Your eyes give you the consistency, the ability to be consistent. So you're gonna be looking for that point that's outlined by the size of a quarter. Let's see how close you can get to it.
Let's give it a whirl. Quarter. Not a cone, but a quarter.
Oh, you missed that by a mile. Now we're going to show you what kind of consistency we need to have. I hit that quarter right on the mark. Okay, let's try that again. Get those eyes looking right for that turn-in point to the reference of the corner, and let's see how close you can come to that quarter.
Okay. This time we mean business. Right on it, so you can see it.
Yep. There you go.
Boom, I got it.
Good job.
Okay, it's my turn, Hurley.
Okay, see how you do.
See if I can even do this.
Smooth hands, nice and smooth.
How's that for maintenance?
Good, that was good. Now squeeze the power. Squeeze it. All right, I want to see a really nice downshift now.
Okay.
All right, brake. Do the downshift. Give me the blip. No blip.
No blip.
No blip.
Failure on the blip.
And down to almost zero on the speed, so that wasn't too good.
Okay, we still have work to do.
Yeah, work to do. Turn.
I gotta tell you, this patience thing is hard to learn.
Yeah, well, you gotta be patient. If you're not patient, you'll fly right off the racetrack. What you've got to do, the blipping and with the downshift is done at speed. So if you're not going fast enough, it's not gonna work. Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Hard brake. Now do the downshift. Quickly. Okay, you hear that little chirp in the
Time
rear?
it right.
That was what you don't want to hear. That's a bad sound.
Oh,
Bad
you're
sound.
killing me, Hurley.
So, and what that does, that chirping, is you've mismatched the engine speed to the axle speed.
Okay.
And it locks the rear wheel for a minute until it catches up. So that's a weight transfer that you don't want to happen. And that little chirp is why we do the blipping. The healing time really is a procedure that is really done for racing. It's not really relevant for street driving because you're never really on the brakes hard enough to utilize the benefits of a heel and toe. Accelerate, brake, downshift. Give me the blip. Okay, that was the right idea. The blip was just a fraction of a second too late. But the right idea.
It sounded close.
All right, it sounded close. It was a fraction of a bit too late. So you're getting the right idea.
Making progress.
That was sort of a B plus. MotoMan, you absolutely surprised me. You did an excellent job. You really learned some of the basics. You learned the hand etiquette. You got really good on the braking. You got good on sighting the corners, getting your turn in, your apex and your exit points all correct. And we got one good downshift with a blip. Your downshift sequence was okay, and we got one really good blip on the downshift. So you did an excellent job. You got a good score, and a B plus from me is pretty good, I'll tell you.
Hey, from the most winning long distance race car driver in the world, I'm gonna take that home. On that note, Hurley, I can't thank you enough for taking your time, teaching me how to drive on really such a fantastic car.
Well, it's been my pleasure.
I'm coming back in a year, I'm taking you up on that.
Okay, you got an invite.
Most car guys are the same. We grow up and we become loyal to some specific car. A Ferrari guy, a Ford guy, a Chevy guy. Whatever the car or whatever the reason, we never take a second look at another car. That is, until you meet a guy like Hurley. A guy that can challenge your loyalties. I gotta be honest, before I stepped in this car with Hurley, I wasn't much of a Porsche guy. But now, I have a newfound appreciation.
And brake, clutch shift, blip. Release the clutch, stay on the brakes. Beautiful. Boom! That's it. Done!
Done, baby, done! Great success!
Give me the blip.
Oh,
Nasty.
that was an honest account. That was nasty.
Oh no, I got something much.
Ah, the one take guy. Getting all choked up. I'm a little bit clenched. Yeah, I want to hug you. See, I want to hug you, Hurley. Okay, all right.